Well, hello MGTOW. Welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the monastery. What a glorious day it is today. A bit on the cloudy side, but I get to sit here and ponder next to the ocean. It doesn't cost a penny. It doesn't cost a penny to turn this camera on. And to talk. So if someone else tells you otherwise, you should be somewhat wary of their motives. I have here my old trusty bicycle, which has given me so much freedom, and it is my hope to share this feeling of freedom with you today. Hopefully there's also not too much noise in the background, with the crashing of the waves and the airplanes flying above. Today I want to talk about the topic of eternal damnation. Now, eternal damnation is the concept that in our afterlife we're gonna face the day of judgment, a day of judgment, and this is very intertwined with Christian doctrine. The idea that we better do good here on this earth, because at the end of it we're gonna be facing the gates of heaven, and we'll end up being judged. And according to our actions here, or rather the motives behind the actions that we took here on earth, a tally will be kept, right? And with this we're with our standing there in front of the gates of heaven, that tally will come to the fore, and we're gonna be judged. And are we going to be allowed to pass through the gates of heaven, or are we going to be sent to an undesirable place? And so what you have to ask, well, why is Sweet Padre, who is a known atheist, a proclaimed atheist, self-proclaimed atheist, talking about this concept of eternal damnation, right? The idea that we're gonna spend an eternity in hell if we don't behave, if we don't do good here on this earth. And I think that many of our Christian MGTOW brothers are, they find themselves at a disadvantage because of this concept. They put themselves in a position with women, right? They put themselves in a position in which they allow the woman to do whatever it is that she wants to do to him, and and justifies this by saying that up in heaven there's a God that's gonna judge her, that's gonna judge her actions at the end of this life, right? And it saddens me to see that well-intended men allow these malevolent women to just wreak havoc in their lives simply because of this idea. Whether or not there is a hell or heaven, it's not for me to, to decide, right? I think that, our ability as human beings to find out if this is really true in this life is somewhat limited. Now, you can call me an agnostic as opposed to an atheist for saying this, and that's up to debate. But if there is indeed a higher being that controls everything and happens to be in power, right? And at the end of our lives, we'll judge our motives and the actions and the motives behind those actions, right? And tally it all up and decide whether we're gonna spend an eternity in hell or an eternity in heaven, right? It's irrelevant. I think what what I'm trying to say here, not that I think, but what I'm trying to say here is that regardless of this, you should be aware that not everyone has good motives, right? Not everyone is benevolent, and if God indeed gave you the ability to protect yourself, right? To use your reason to protect yourself, then by all means do so. I'm not suggesting here that that you take that you take action against these people. This is not what I'm suggesting, right? I'm not suggesting that you become vengeful, right, or revengeful. What I'm saying here is that you should do everything in your power to protect yourself, and know that other people, in particular women, right? When we're talking, divorce court, we're talking, them taking your resources away. We're talking, parental alienation, the whole 9 yards, right? You have to protect action. You have to protect yourself and enjoy this life. You see, enjoy this life, knowing that you are doing everything in your power to protect yourself. It's only common sense, right? Don't let other people take advantage of you simply because, in the afterlife, right? At the time of, after the time of our death, right? Everything's gonna be tallied up, right? You have to live this life. This is the life that we know, and that's the only message I want to say today. How profound it is, I don't know, but hopefully it helps somebody. Because I was a devout Catholic in my youth, in my childhood, and later on I questioned things, and this is who I became, for better or worse. But in those days of me being a Catholic and following Christian doctrine, that was very much an issue for me. So don't let anybody do that to you. You have to live this life. And with that, I say thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.